Hi there. This is Jaylene Pfeifer. And I am a yoga teacher in Prince George, BC, Canada. And I'm at Chinook Yoga right now, doing a delivery of a practice, Hatha style yoga, that will hopefully bring you some grounding and openness for your body. I'm going to start with a reading. So I read this off of one of my favorite teachers. His name is Eric Schiffman. And this is a quote from Rajpur in Kensington, Washington. So the title is Peace. Peace is the foundation and theme of the day. Not fearlessness, not confidence, not boldness. Peace is not the breaststroke, the crawl, the backstroke, or treading water to save you from drowning. It is floating on your back and letting the very water you would protect yourself from support you. Peace is the quiet, the silence of meditation, which is not the goal, but just the beginning of being joined in communion with what the static of thinking, of being an independent thinker, was protecting you from and depriving you of. So feel into your support that is a part of you. And the delivery to that is through your practice of stillness. So drop down onto your mat. If it feels right, you can use a rolled towel or a spinal strip or a rolled yoga mat. This is just to bring some opening into your upper spine, okay? This is only going to be a 30-minute practice today. Less is more. And deliver you all these amazing movements for your body, get you grounded in that peace and stillness that's always present. So lie down. There's a lot of noise happening around my space right now. You might even connect to it, and that's going to be my practice, is welcoming that. But stillness is always there, no matter the circumstance, no matter the noise, the thoughts, the emotions, the turmoil, no matter the circumstance. So drop down into that place within you through this first piece to your practice. So if you are using your spinal strip, the fold is going to go right into the mid-thoracic spine, supporting the back of your head. You might bend your knees, feel your feet come to the ground. If it feels right, you can draw your arms slightly away from your body and turn your palms up. Maybe close your eyes. Just feel your body being still without holding anywhere. Notice all that's going on around you as you're still, your senses open. Welcome everything. A little bit of a focus today on opening up the upper spine, opening up the heart, just being with whatever is arising with that, and grounding it into this ground of being. So feel here how the breath slows down. Every exhale, the belly sinks and the body drops into your mat. Just begin to feel from your heart center all the way out to your fingertips. Maybe even move your fingertips a little bit. So again, each exhalation starts to lengthen without you forcing or making that happen. Feel the grounding. As the body starts to still and ground, you're going to notice and feel how the mind starts to be invited to still as well. You're not making anything happen. You're actually opening to all that's going on within you and around you. Feel the gentle pull, the grounding of the breath, every exhalation. So notice at the end of the exhale, your heart's opening, your spine is releasing. End of the exhalation, there is a pause. There is a moment at the end of the exhale. Of complete peace and stillness. So this pause, it's kind of like a suspension of the breath, but you're not making it happen. The breath is just naturally suspending itself. It's kind of like a bridge to your next inhale. So be curious, feel into this possibility. The exhale, the body drops, the belly drops. Notice the pause. A link, a bridge to your next inhale. Feel your inhale arise from that. So see if you can find that even as you start moving today. So as you feel your fingers move and your eyes open, if your legs are straight, bend your knees. If you're lying on a spinal strip, just roll over to one side. Come off your spinal strip and just feel your spine back on your mat. Feet on the mat, feet, knees, hips, and shoulders all lined up. Just feel the opening of the spine. So the spine on your mat right now, back of the head, there's some space behind your neck, don't change that. Mid-back, shoulder blades are connecting, and there's a little space in your low lumbar spine, so don't rotate anywhere or push the, or don't tilt the pelvis at all, okay? Just keep that nice space, and right below your lumbar, low back, is your sacrum, and that's touching. So as you lift your feet off the ground, just grab hold of your knees and let your feet relax. And you're just going to start moving your hip joints. So just move your legs out, down, and back around. I want you just to find what I call egg beaters. Just slowly beginning to mobilize the largest joint of the body, your hip joints, while your spine stays neutral to the ground. So the pelvis is not rocking back and forth. So just feel these possibilities, just rotating leg bones and the hip sockets. Nice, easy breath. Okay, pause there. It's like you're drawing circles on the ceiling with your knees, and then just start rotating the other way. Out, up, in. Just feeling into rotating leg bones in the hip sockets, feeling the breath as they come back together. Just slowly roll over to one side, and we're going to come all the way up into standing. And just feel gentle movement into the hips, feel your body grounding into what I call, or what is called, mountain pose, Tadasana. Just make sure your toes are pointing forward, drop your arms down to your side, open your palms, allow your chin to become parallel to the floor. Feel where your pelvis is sitting. You don't want to feel like your pelvis is tilted too far forward, too much curve in the low back. It's not tilted back, creates a real flattening of the low back. So just feel centered, okay? Nice and rooted. Lift all 10 toes off the floor. Feel your weight shift back into your heels. Invite you to take a few breaths here as you feel where your weight is in your feet. Take one hand to your belly, one hand either to your chest or your diaphragm. If it feels right, eyes are closed. Just allow yourself to be upright, grounded through the feet, and notice the breath. Invite the breath down into the base of your pelvis. Feel its beginning there. Every exhale, there's a pull from the waist down that grounds you, and there's a rebound that offers the upper body lightness. So this is what you can practice in mountain pose, feeling the pull, the rooting of gravity from the waist down, giving you lightness, space through the upper body around your heart. So we don't have to work so hard at opening our heart. We feel our grounding, our rooting, and our upper body starts to feel a little bit more spacious. Great practice, Tadasana. 2 more breaths. Okay, as your eyes open, we're going to warm up the spine by staying rooted and grounded into mountain pose. If it's needed, you might grab a block. Inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, a little bit of the knees unfold down towards the block. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. This is called half sun salutations. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, swing the arms up, push into your feet. And as you exhale, hands come back to the heart. We're going to do this 4 more times. Inhale, reach up. Eyes can begin to close or open. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, back to the heart. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, push into your feet, come up. Exhale, back to the heart. Feel the grounding, rooting. Inhale through the feet. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, fold, or hands to the heart. 1 last time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, back to the heart. And take a nice pause and just feel the energy here. Rooting, grounding through the body, the spine. We'll stay in mountain pose and do a couple more movements for the spine. So as your toes are pointing forward, you're going to lift your left arm up and slowly side bend over to the right. So if it feels okay, you can clasp those arms together without reaching the shoulders up. But if that's not accessible, this is always an option, or even this. Just watch you don't collapse and fall into a twist. Heart center stays forward. Feet are rooted. Hips and pelvis really release. Bring the breath into those left ribs. 1 more inhale. Exhale, come all the way up. Relax the shoulders. Side bend the other way. So take your time. Pause as you inhale. Exhale, reach and side bend. Again, watching you're not collapsing. If this is needed, you could be here. Feet are really rooted. Energy through the inner thighs into the core as you open into this right side body. And exhale, come back. So we're going to sit back into a little Utkatasana chair pose. So pay attention, your knees aren't popping forward. The first action as the hands slide down the legs is the butt sits back into the chair. Then the knees come along for the ride. So you're going to feel your spine being nice and neutral. You don't want to feel rounded through your lumbar low back. Okay? Take your hands to the heart. Feel into your inhale. Exhale, maybe sit back a bit more and just rotate to the right. But as you rotate, don't let the knees swing over and the butt swing out. So it's just a little twist. All this is working. Inhale. Exhale, push into your feet. Come all the way up. Draw the hands back to the heart. Rotate to the left. Pause on the inhale. Exhale, release up. Inhale up at the top. Maybe even a little back bend. As you exhale, sit back and rotate. No strain in the knees here. Okay? Inhale. Exhale, push into your feet. Come all the way up. Inhale up at the top. We'll do this 1 more time. Exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale. Exhale, push into your feet, come up. And exhale, hands back to the heart. And release. Take a big pause in mountain pose. Find your breath. Okay, you're gonna widen your stance. If it's needed, you can grab a block. Okay, toes are pointing forward. Big bend in the knees. Take your hands to your pelvis and slowly fold forward, either taking your hands to the block or to the floor. You will most likely begin to feel a nice release through the back of the legs, and you're looking to feel a nice neutral spine. So you don't want to feel too rounded. If this is happening, bend the knees, take the hands to the block, and really work into a nice neutral spine. So the legs stay quite active. Feel your feet on the ground. You can even start to kind of swing side to side, opening into some nice lunging sensations through the legs. No right or wrong here. Might even start to go up onto your heel. Okay, so just find your breath. Work into trusting your amazing intelligent body and flowing through and into sensation, whatever the body needs here. Few breaths, just really exploring. Some possibilities are like a modified downward facing dog, rooting through the three corners of the feet though, squeezing through the inner thighs. Finding the breath, long exhales. Okay, from there, heel toe the feet just wide open shoulder width. Grab your ankles, come all the way up onto your thighs. Okay, relax your shoulders. This is called a Shiva twist. So it's a bit of a side bend and a twist. So as you drop the left shoulder, the left arm straightens out, no tension in the neck, and you just look over to the space on the right side. Okay, so feel this, feet are rooted, breath is steady, inhale, exhale back to center. So I always say to my students, this is catcher's pose. Okay, so we're catching whatever the world's throwing at us. You got this. Okay, so as you drop your right shoulder, press into your right thigh, look over to the left. Breathe now into that right side body. Shiva twist. And then draw back to center. And now we're gonna find goddess pose. So if needed, you can shuffle your feet in a bit. Make sure your toes aren't going too wide because your knees, you don't want them falling in, okay? So you should still, as you sink down, just be able to see your big toes. Try to stack your shoulders over your hips and slide your hands down the outside edge of your legs, okay? Push your hands into your legs push into your hands. Feel your glutes light up, okay? As your arms open, heart line, arm line, all connected, so you're not popping your ribs. Spine is neutral, palms and fingers are open. Feel your breath, kind of sink back and forth. Sink down a little bit more. One more breath. Inhale, drop in. Exhale, go really slow, push into the feet. And I like to call this star pose. Reach out to the corners. If it feels right, lift the heels off the floor. Open the heart, inhale. And exhale, come back. Goddess pose. Sink into that strength. No tension in the neck. Check in. Sink into possibilities here. Find the breath. Little discomfort. Good practice. Sit steady in the discomfort. I always say a fake smile is really helpful. One more breath. Exhale, press into your feet. Come up. Reach up. Lift the heels off the floor. Squeeze. And come back. Heel toe the feet back in. Kind of shake the body back and forth a little bit. We're going to finish with one balance pose, and then we're going to come to the ground. okay? So this starts out as a quad stretch, which is really amazing. You can always take a hold of a wall, and if you have a chair nearby or a strap, you can always use a strap to grab your foot or put your foot onto a chair, okay? Lift your left arm. Might even take you out of mudra. Pointer finger, thumb come together. Fingers release. If it feels right, or is that chin mudra? I never know the right word. Okay, so grab your right foot, or use a strap, or just rest your right foot on a chair. If you have your right foot, you want to draw that right knee into the left, energize it down towards the floor, and open up without the ribs popping, okay? So root into the left heel, root that right knee down, and then if it feels right, right foot goes back, and you could possibly hinge over your left hip. Dancer's pose. Find a focus point with your eyes. Find your breath. Nice big inhale. Exhale, back to mountain pose. Full breath. Feel the difference from one side to the other. As we explore this next side, pointer finger, thumb together, chin mudra. Grab the left foot, or use a strap, or just place the foot on a chair, okay? Draw your knee in, energize down, root back into your right heel a lot. Keep rooting the left knee down as you feel this sensation through the left side of the body. Find a focus point with your eyes. If it feels right without popping the ribs out, okay? Feel the fluidity of the whole spine from the crown of the head through the front line as your heart lifts right down to those left toes. One more breath and come all the way back. Feel your last mountain pose for this practice. Root into your heels. Slow down the exhale and just feel. So even amidst energy moving in the body, we can find and feel into that ground of being, that peace and stillness. Feel it all. Little bend in the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Okay. Bend your knees as much as you need to come down into a table pose. Walk your knees back, walk your arms forward so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. This is a modified plank, okay? We're gonna end up on our bellies. So slowly draw the elbows in and lower down onto your belly, okay? So we're gonna just do some nice extension for the spine, tops the feet, root into the floor, your forehead's on the mat, palms are near the chest. Really draw the elbows in and just peel the face off the floor. And then just feel this. Release the hands back, tent the fingertips as you peel your feet off the floor. Locust pose. Squeeze the legs. Float the fingers if it feels right. And just maybe do some fluttering, some breathing. You can even start to move more fluidly with the shoulders, the hips. You can bend the knees. Just find some work through the back body. So as you reach arms back, you might lift. Eyes can be open or closed. Can you do this for a couple more breaths? No right or wrong. Kind of swimming in that water from that poem that holds us up. Okay? Locust, lift, and complete release. Release your head to the right. Left cheek comes to the ground. settle into the breath. Okay, if you need support here, your hands are folded under your head. Look to the left, right cheek to the floor. Feel into the breath through the back of the body. Okay, and now you're gonna fold your hands like you're making a pillow for your forehead. Bend your knees and just start windshield wiping your legs. So this is internal and external rotation of the hip joints. And so what will happen is momentum will actually begin to take over. So let go to that. Find your breath. And just feel. Relax your eyes, your jaw, your shoulders. Okay, slowing down. Okay, and then from there, just roll onto your back. Come onto the full length of your mat. One last little activation piece here before we head into Shavasana. So if you need any support under your head, you would support your head. Just want to make sure you can see me. Okay, you're going to bring your feet off the ground. So as you stack your knees over your hips, automatically your core starts to ignite. This might be it, you guys. This might be a practice because I want you to feel like you are not, I've got my arms up here so you can see, but you're not pushing your low back into the floor, but it's not overarching, like your pelvis isn't tilted forward. So if you were to take your hands back there, when your legs go up like this, as you connect into your core, you feel your core ignite. There's a connection through this whole center. That has to stay the same. If things start popping or moving, or you're holding your breath, you come out of it. Okay? So if it works for you, you just slowly start rotating like you're drawing circles with your feet. And just moving at the knees, you can probably feel how you have to work your core to have this happen. So do it only, maybe just do it with one leg. Okay? Maybe just one leg. If you can do both, and nothing's popping and you're not losing that connection to your core, a couple more breaths. Good. Slowing down. Pause here. Feel the activation. Feel your breath. Back of the head, shoulder blades, sacrum on the ground. Gonna come back and just finish with egg beaters. So your feet come off the floor now, but you're holding your knees. So there's complete passive relaxation. There's a letting go here. And you're moving your legs out, down, and around. If it feels right, close your eyes. See if you can go slower than what you think slow is. Slow down. Feel your breath. Slower. And then go the other way. And then slowly just pause as the legs come together. Maybe rocking side to side a couple times. Let your feet come back down to the mat. Take one hand under your belly, one on your upper body. And just feel. Feel your spine completely supported. The grounding and support beneath you. Drop into any position that Shavasana needs to be for you. Just going to read this quote again. And then I'm going to sign off and let you just nourish your Shavasana for as long as you need to. Peace. Peace is the foundation and theme of the day. Not fearlessness, not confidence, not boldness. Peace is not the breaststroke, the crawl, the backstroke, or treading water to save you from drowning. It is floating on your back and letting the very water you would protect yourself from support you. Peace is the quiet, the silence of meditation, which is not the goal, but just the beginning of being joined in communion with what the static of thinking, of being an independent thinker, was protecting you from and depriving you of. Peace, love, light.